Good afternoon. We are here at the 2010 Broadband Minority Empowerment Summit, and most of you probably know this gentleman sitting here, Mr. Harper. Many hyphenates that we could add: author, actor, activist, all-around good guy. Two questions I'm asking people today. One is, what are you doing on an individual basis to address this issue of this digital divide? And then what you think individuals can do to affect positive change wherever they are.
Okay, both great questions, Malik. And let me say first to this man who, you know, I've known him for years, and you've always done work for the community and for helping folks spread the word, do all sorts of different things. And so I'm very proud of you and the work you're doing, and thank you for being here. Number one. Number two, you know, what I've been working on is I have a foundation called the Manifest Your Destiny Foundation, and it came out of my first book. It's the subtitle of my first book, Letters to a Young Brother, Manifest Your Destiny. And what we do is we work with young people, both young men and young women, trying to help them achieve their dreams and goals. And we believe that it starts with a foundation of education. And digital empowerment is a cornerstone to that, because the way the future is moving, this whole summit is about this. It's about the fact that we have a choice. We can either use technology to level the playing field, because, you know, I went to Harvard Law School. These young brothers and sisters have free access to a larger library at their fingertips through technology than I had going to the Harvard Law Library.
Can you say that again? Please say that slowly. Okay. That's that one piece, because there are people that are going to watch this that don't really understand how deep that is.
So basically understand that technology could be used and should be used if we think proactively in how to actually get it out there to lower to even out the playing field. I went to Harvard Law School, and it's considered the best law library in the world. And when I went there, we paid a lot of money to go there, and you got access to information because of the library, the information that was there. Now, at an individual's fingertips, right here in South Central Los Angeles, there's more information at their fingertips than in the Harvard Law School Law Library. That is real. Now the question is, first of all, do individuals and families understand that? Do they understand the opportunity? And do they have access to it? And how can we deal with those issues? And so I want to figure out ways, and my foundation, the Manifest Your Destiny Foundation, wants to figure out ways to help people live their best life. How do they do that? With information. You need to build it on a foundation of information, and technology allows that. And so digital empowerment is, like I said, a cornerstone to that foundation, in my opinion.
I love it, because I think a lot of times people on an individual basis see someone like yourself, say, well, you know, you've gone to Harvard, you've had a career as an actor, and now as an author. You have more opportunity, more access, but you didn't start here.
No.
You started as an individual.
I went to public school here in California, and there are no excuses anymore. And that's technology. Where we are now, folks used to say, well, you know, his family could afford to get him an encyclopedia set. I don't have an encyclopedia, so I can't. Or his family could afford to do this. Listen, now there are no more excuses. We have access to the information. It's there. And the question is now, are we going to be smart enough to educate people how they can access it and the reason why they should, and figure out ways to either interact with government or private entities to smartly be proactive in providing technology infrastructure for supporting communities. We really could, this is truly a civil rights issue and an equality issue as we move forward.
So taking it down to the individual that might be watching this and thinking, okay, well, that sounded really good, Hill. So I'm in a community where I have no access to broadband. I go to the library, it's not there. My kids don't have it at school. I like what you're saying. I mean, maybe I can access some of the information you speak about on my mobile device. What do you think can help motivate an individual who doesn't feel motivated, and use the very important word, proactive? Because most people are passive.
Right.
When it comes to issues of great social change, it's usually a small group of individuals. Right. So what would you propose for an individual?
Well, okay, there's a couple things. You know, the vast majority of libraries, you know, in most communities, public libraries have at least some online access. So if we're talking about someone who has no opportunities, in fact, they don't have it at their school, they don't have it at home, they don't have it in their community or a friend or a neighbor, there's some way. So if you search that out, because I believe 90% of this country can find that. Now you may have to drive a ways, you may have to go to a different community, but take a Saturday or Sunday, do that. Then you can go to an organization like Alliance for Digital Equality. This is why they exist. To work with individuals to help push an issue forward. And we saw the video earlier today where they gave out computers, and there was a partnership, private-public partnership, and that's really what I push for. When I think about my nonprofit, the Manifest Your Destiny Foundation, we slowly but surely are working with corporations to add more and more technology pieces on our site for free. And there are other organizations that are doing the same thing.
Let's speak to that process. I think a lot of times people, they have visions. They go, I want to do this thing, but don't understand the steps that they need to take. So
right.
Just around that specific piece of getting the partnerships with organizations to give you things for free.
Right.
What's that process like?
Well, listen, there are tons of nonprofits across this country that deal with their whole idea is access, and the whole idea is help. So the question is really doing the work and research in your individual community to find out who's doing what and where. In Los Angeles, folks can go. There's a place called the after-school program, a place called Home.
Okay.
It's called A Place Called Home. Students can go there, get on the net.
Is that the place that Will and Jada help?
I think they help, and a number of celebrities.
Yep.
I know Jasmine Guy's been involved in that.
Right.
And so there are individual places that don't get a lot of national recognition. I mean, Boys and Girls Clubs, all these different places where you can go on, get on the net, and get access to information. But it's about thinking entrepreneurially and about thinking that the barriers are decreasing. So there are no more excuses. In other words, if you have an idea to do something, rather than saying, if I just had this, I should, no, just do it. And then you will be able to find, if you're serious about it and you're organized, you'll be able to find partners that'll help you achieve it. They're out there. The days of the hookup idea is over. This isn't about hookup. This is about thinking entrepreneurially, working hard, and then finding partners.
Okay. I think that's a recipe for success no matter what your endeavor is. Being focused, being working hard, being organized, and believing you can do it. And thank you.
There's nothing you can't do.
I know you got a flight to catch.
I do.
You keep talking about no excuses. One of the things I love is that you went to Harvard Law School with who?
The president.
Who?
The President Obama.
Oh yeah, Mr.
So
President. Oh yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And he's a great example of someone who worked extremely hard, very organized, and really saw no limit to what they could achieve. And I've looked up to him for a long time, not just because he's taller than me.
It's a good way to end it, bro. Have a safe trip
All
back
right.
east.
Thank you.